Hey, Grow Groups, thank you so much for getting connected. And, we're still walking through the story of Jesus through the book of John, one of his best friends. And, as you do that, let's check out this video.
A while back, I'm in Jamaica with an ocean-loving friend of mine. I mean, this guy is like a competitive swimmer, and he's hounding me to go snorkeling out on the reef at Montego Bay. Now, I love the ocean, but I'm more of a surfer guy than diver guy. I mean, riding a wave, that's fun. Going under the waves, well, that's the world of sharks, waves, and giant squid. I don't want to go. But my friend, he finds this Jamaican guy on the beach and he asks him, hey, would you take us out in your little dinghy? And I'm throwing up all kinds of excuses like, hey, we don't have the equipment and you don't have all the stuff. And the Jamaican guy interrupts. I got equipment, man. Get in the boat, man. So the three of us, we shove off from shore and this Jamaican powers this little wooden boat out to the reef while my Aquaman friend and I sort through a bunch of mismatched gear that's like swishing around in the scum water down in the boat. And I've lived long enough to know how this goes. A mask goes over my eyes, a tube thing goes in my mouth, and I'm not wild about it. Like, I'd prefer to buy a brand new tube thing than to put a used one in my mouth, right? But I don't want to wimp out in front of Aquaman or the Jamaican, so I tube up. And we putter out to the reef. And the minute the boat stops, Aquaman just sits on the side of the boat, plops in the water backwards, and flippers away towards the reef. I copy Aquaman. I plop in after him. Yet the moment I feel the coolness of the ocean, the salt water pours into my mask and attacks, the membranes of my eyes and nose. My eyes are burning, but I'm trying to hold it together. In fact, I try to calm myself with a deep breath. But the moment I breathe, I suck salt water down that tube thing and into my lungs. Now, I don't know if you've ever drowned before, but it's emotionally stirring. I'm freaking out. I'm panicking. Like, I don't know what you do when you panic, but I'm sure it's better than my plan. I needed to breathe again, right? And now I've got 2 lungs full of salt water. And my thinking starts to get catastrophic. Like, my lungs, I'm going to rupture my lungs. My ears, my eardrums might pop. My life, I'm going to die. Pointe Church, you all might miss me. Hey, you'd have to go to Jamaica for my funeral, right? It's going to be terrible. I can't breathe. I can't see. I'm sinking. I'm thinking Nemo won't even find me. Like, I'm panicking. So I get to the surface to relive like the final scene of Titanic. And when I break the surface of the water, this uber chill Jamaican guy leans over the side of the boat at my panic face and says, breathe, man, breathe. Now, I've never been so bad at a sport that the instructor had to tell me to breathe, but the second I listened to him, I went from panic to peace.
What a great little snippet, a little video that you can now dive into those questions. So gather your group up now, get your books, get your questions, and start seeing what God has to say through those questions.